Hello and welcome to my little corner of the internet. For those of you who are new here, my name is Danielle Gray. I'm a manifestation and mindset expert, purpose activator, transformational teacher, and spiritual mentor, elevating you to your highest and best so that you can manifest a life that you love. And I love that you're here hanging out with me. Thank you so much for your time. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Time is our only non-renewable resource. So for you to spend even a few minutes of it with me, it just absolutely means the world to me. So thank you so much for being here. Please drop a hello below. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to connect with people from all over and see how far we get in the reaches of the world. It's just so interesting to me because the world is so big yet so small. So really, really cool. Plus, you never know who you're going to connect with from your own area. So anyway, so in today's video, I want to talk about the time delay in manifesting, which for those of you who are probably frustrated by the time delay, you're maybe newer to manifesting. I know when I first discovered deliberate manifesting and, I wanted things immediately. I want it right now. I want it because I want it yesterday, right? So don't tell me that the time delay serves me because I'm annoyed right now that the thing I want is not here. So if that resonates, I totally get it. So the time delay does serve you. And there's a couple of ways that it serves you. So first, the clarity piece. A lot of the time, especially when we're new to manifesting, I find that, and I'm speaking from experience here, believe me, I think that a lot of the time we think we know what we want, but because we don't know what we don't know, the initial desire we have is kind of that breadcrumb to the bigger desire that we have. And also, as we learn more about the thing that we're manifesting, the clarity, let me give you an example. When I was still in the corporate world and I thought I used to be a diehard employee, you guys. I don't know if you know that about me, but I used to be a diehard employee. My husband was self-employed when we first started dating, and it made me fucking crazy. I couldn't deal with not knowing necessarily how much the paychecks were going to be. And I don't know. I was very much plugged into the system and I was a diehard employee. So it's wild to me still that this is even what I do now because I just don't, man, I don't know. It's funny. Anyway, I digress. So when I got into, I was working in banking and then I moved into financial planning. I thought I wanted to be a financial planner. Okay. So I go from banking, I only reason went into banking to begin with is because I wanted to be a financial planner and I decided I wanted to be a financial planner. So I actually made an appointment with a financial planner at my local bank. I went to talk to him. I said, look, I want to do what you do. How do I do that? He said, okay, look, I love the tenacity. Here's what you do. You go and you get this certification and then you come back and we will put you on a fast track to at least being in an office here. And then that will lead you to being a financial planner because you can't just like bing, bang, boom. You have to, there's steps. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went away, went back, got my courses, my certification that I needed. I came back, was put on the fast track like was promised. Ended up, that particular bank didn't end up working out the way that I wanted it to. But the guy that I initially talked to had a friend at another bank who was a financial planner who was looking for a financial planning assistant. Well, actually an investment advisor. Investment associate was my title. So I'm under the financial planner. Okay. So, and then he was like, I want to basically groom you to take over my multi-million-dollar book and all this stuff and And I how much of their lives they were throwing at their business. And I'm not saying I don't want to work for a living because I am working obviously, but I don't want to be chained to a desk. I don't want to have to make cold phone calls. I don't want to have to no. And it was just, I didn't know any of that. Right. So it was the clarity in getting closer and closer to the thing that I thought that I wanted gave me the clarity that it isn't actually what I wanted, but I wouldn't have known that had I not, gone and done the steps. Furthermore, and I didn't realize this until obviously way later, but that last position I had that helped me learn that I didn't want to be a financial planner also helped me learn that I didn't want to be employed at all. I don't want to be employed to anybody. I want to be employed by myself. I want to be making my own rules and my own hours and my own money. Like, I don't want to be making shit. And I was making my salary was not good. Okay. So it was just the whole shebang. It was such a great clarity moment. So yeah, it took me, I don't even know, probably 4 years to get to the point where I was like, no, I absolutely don't want to be a financial planner. But imagine I had become a financial planner right out of the gate. Then I'd be stuck with all this certification and this job and all these clients to serve. and just hate it and think that that's like, no, so the time delay serves you in the clarity, because again, you don't know what you don't know. So you might even be manifesting a house, right? But it turns out that the area you think you want to live turns out maybe is not a bad area, but it turns out this other area is way better suited to you. Or you think you want this kind of house until you see this other thing and you're like, oh, I'd way rather have that kind of design of a house than this kind of style, right? Also, the time delay serves you to get ready to be ready, okay? If you are not ready, you may still manifest the thing, but you will not keep it. You have to be ready to receive the thing. So for a lot of us, especially light workers and people here of service and impact, we sometimes have a slower start getting our businesses where we want them to go, but that's only because we're being prepared to handle all of what comes with being, closer to the spotlight and being more well known and serving a lot of people and all that. Like if I was immediately as successful as I wanted to be right at the beginning, it would have been very overwhelming, very scary. I would have shrunk back down and pissed the whole thing away and probably gone back to a 9-to-5 job. Okay. But everything that I've learned in the process has helped me become better at what I do, at how I help, at how I run my business, at how I manage my time, at how I prioritize my other priorities, right? So know that the time delay is helping you get ready to be ready. Okay. It also helps you in that there's lessons to learn along the way, which kind of goes into getting ready to be ready, right? But the lessons that you're handed in the meantime, especially when it seems like things are kind of going to shit and falling apart, is when you need to persevere the most, because that's a lesson that you need to overcome, because there's something in that experience that's serving you to prepare you to receive the thing and hold on to it when you get to the other end. There's something in that, whatever's happening, that will help you manage, handle, appreciate, welcome in, whatever, see the opportunity for what it is to begin with, right? To know that, okay, well, you never know where meeting somebody at the grocery store, you never know where that's going to go, right? And I'm not saying necessarily you have to go start going to like hundreds of networking events or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, you never know. So the more you understand that the time delay serves you, and that everything that happens in between when you ask for the thing and when it shows up is serving you in some way to prepare you to receive the thing. I can't necessarily promise it'll make it happen faster, but I can promise that it makes the process more fun. And really, something that I've learned, I've been deliberately manifesting now for, I don't know, 5+ years, I think at this point, 6 maybe years, I don't even know. Something that I have learned, and my clients will say too, is that it gets to the point where you realize that the journey to manifesting the thing is actually more fun than actually manifesting the thing. Like, yes, we want the thing, but by the time that, if you're doing it properly, if you're doing it the way that I do it, right, and enjoying the process and letting things unfold and getting excited about the signs and the synchronicities and the little like nudges from the universe that are like, yeah, it's, it's coming, you're almost there, just this one more thing, and then it's happening, right? Like right now I'm in the process of manifesting 2 things. They're kind of like intermingled, like they kind of have to do with each other, but they are definitely separate. And it's been so fun to have it unfold, because everything that happens, I'm just like, yeah, of course that's happening, and this is perfect, and this is another sign. I know it's just like the confirmation is so nice, right? But by the time the thing actually manifests, you're like, well, of course I already knew that as soon as I asked for it and I got my first sign, my first synchronicity, my first like wink from the universe, I knew it was going to manifest. Like the things that I'm manifesting right now, I've never had a doubt that they were going to work out, but it's still fun in the process to get that confirmation in the waiting process, because I know that the time delay serves me. And in this specific case, the time delay has to, like, it literally serves me in a few ways that this story will be more fun once I can tell you the details. But anyway, you also have to know the time delay is also serving you because if everything you asked for came to you immediately, that would get really boring really fast. Like, I know it sounds like, no, I would actually love to have $1 million right now. No, you know what though? It would get really boring. Part of the reason you want something is because you think you'll feel better when you have it. So part of the process is to learn that you need to feel better now without having the thing. And that's part of the work. But as you notice that it's working and it's shifting and you're becoming this new, better version of yourself, and I mean, of course, yes, this thing ends up manifesting too, but you get to evolve as it happens too. And that part is fun to see and recognize. Like my clients love this when they pop into our group chat and they're like, okay, I just totally handled this same situation a totally different way. And I'm so pumped and high on life right now. I just had to come in here and celebrate with you guys. And then the rest of us celebrate because it's so amazing. Like that is the fun part, right? If everything manifested immediately, it would be super, super boring. And then the last thing I want to mention is everything you're manifesting is going to come through someone else. Whether it's a job, somebody's going to have to leave that position before you can have it, or somebody's going to have to deem that they need to create this position, or the house the house that's meant for you is either being built right now or it's being or okay, I think we're back. My apologies. My internet went wonky. I am in the jungle. It does happen. So I hope that you were listening to the last thing I was saying. But basically, I was saying that, look, the time delay serves you in the sense that everything that you manifest is going to come through somebody else. Like, for example, if you're manifesting a house, it's either being built right now or there's somebody living in it right now. So you either need to wait for it to be finished, or you need to wait for the people who currently live in the house that's meant for you, destined to be yours, to decide that they're ready to move and they need to find a new house for them, right? So not only do things come through somebody else, but everything that manifests is for the highest and best of all involved. Because there's other people always involved, it has to be for the highest and best of all involved, which means you need to wait for the right people to orchestrate to come together. So here's a great example of this. Some of you are familiar with a situation that happened earlier in the year, but basically my family and I moved when we first came to Nicaragua, we moved to a new house with very little notice. And so by choice, very little notice by choice. We just kind of the way it happened was very fast is what I'm trying to say. So the house we're in now, I'm up on the rooftop patio right now, which I've been manifesting for a long time. The time delay serves you. I was originally manifesting a house with a rooftop patio back in like 2019. And now I finally have one in 2023. That is 4 years later, but I also have an ocean view and I live in the jungle right now, which is pretty cool. So that was not something that was part of my original manifestation. So the time delay definitely served me there. But that wasn't the story I was going to say though. The house that we're in right now became available and it ended up being but the funny thing is when we found it, we needed, there was supposed to have been people still living here. The people that were here before us initially signed a 6-month agreement to rent. And by the time we moved in, they had only been here for 3 months. They had come and they had left early. They got some kind of offer at a different place in Nicaragua and they left. But if that hadn't happened, this house wouldn't have been available. So we would not have moved in. So you see, it's the highest and best of all involved. It was the best for the people that were here before. It was the best for the guy looking for tenants because he got almost a whole year of reliable tenants who pay their rent on time, who are, fun to we've actually become very good friends with him, right? Where we've become friends. He loves Dominic. Like, it's just become a very good experience. We needed somewhere to be. We needed more room. We needed more bathrooms. We needed, all those things. So it was very much for the highest and best of all involved. And there actually was no time delay in that manifestation. But it was for the highest and best of all involved. Okay. So know that, and keep that in mind when something you're manifesting is taking longer than you would ideally like. Just keep in mind, okay, it's okay. Because the thing that I'm manifesting is for the highest and best of all involved. And so whoever it is that the other people are that are involved, this is also going to work out for their, in their favor as well. So that should bring you some peace to know that it's not just affecting you, it's affecting other people too. So the time delay serves you. The time delay serves you. So stop getting irritated and frustrated that it's not here and just get excited about all the signs and synchronicities you have and use it as an opportunity to just become a better version of yourself, right? Because One of the reasons it's not here yet is because you're not ready for it yet. So it's a good opportunity for you to ask the universe, ask God, ask your journal, ask yourself, who do I need to become to be in alignment with this thing that I'm manifesting? What limiting beliefs are still holding me back? What doubts do I have about my ability to have or keep or protect or nurture this thing that I'm manifesting? Right? And also, like I said, give it a chance to give yourself the chance to clarify what it is you actually want, because it's so fun. This one of the most recent manifestations that I'm working on, because it's been unfolding, I've had a lot of time to really think about deeper into all of the other things that it means and how much fun that will all be. And I'm getting really, really clear on how I want to spend my time and where I want to spend it, doing what, with who, So just know that the thing you're manifesting is coming. I promise you. You would not desire it if it was not meant for you. So it is coming. Just know that the time delay is serving you. And so when it finally does show up, you'll appreciate it that much more. Okay. Happy manifesting. I love you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much.